Let's talk about how to seal a canning jar with dried food inside. We have talked about pressure canning on this channel, and we have talked about water bath canning on this channel. But what if you have something dried? Can you put that in a jar and seal it? The answer is yes. There are several different ways, and I want to show you how I personally like to do it. I had a subscribed member who asked if I could cover this topic, and I would like to thank that member for the video suggestion. Let's talk a minute about food you can put into the canning jars. This can be anything from dried beans, white rice, dried corn, wheat berries, freeze-dried strawberries, dehydrated fruit, dried herbs, etc. You should never do this with any food that has moisture or that is fresh. And after you put these jars on the shelf, you need to keep them in darkness. Light will make the food deteriorate rapidly. Therefore, the shelf life won't be as long. Depending on what food you are storing, this can last around a year. And like I said before, do not store anything with moisture. It will grow bacteria and mold. The shelf life won't be very long at all. Oxygen and moisture are the two main culprits. If you remove the oxygen, it will seal the lid. And it is optional, but you can always add moisture and oxygen absorbers. So again, like I said before, there are several ways to take oxygen out of a canning jar and seal the lid. I have this Avid Armor. I do like it. It is quick and will take all the oxygen out of a canning jar or Mylar bags. I have used this for jars in the past and it does work well, except for the jars that it breaks. After 2 to 3 broken jars, I decided to reserve this for only Mylar bags now. If you have a food saver machine, this will also work. However, I do not have experience with this. I tend to gravitate towards easy ways to do things that doesn't require electricity. When SHTF happens, you won't have electricity, so it's best to get used to doing things now without electricity. I started out with a brake bleeder. This works, but it does take some effort. Let me show you. The ring is not on during the process, only the lid on the jar. To use this, you will need a regular jar and a wide mouth jar adapter. These are easily found in many stores and online. There is a hole in the top that connects with the tube of the brake bleeder. It takes many pumps, but what I'm looking for is to get to 15. I have to pump it with one hand and keep the tube in the jar adapter with the other hand. This process does tend to be easier if you have 2 people. There is an easier method, and this is my preferred method. The brake bleeder is only a backup in case SHTF happens and something tears up on this next method I'm going to show you. This next method uses the same concept, except instead of a brake bleeder, I use this manual pump. It only takes about 10 pumps. As you can see, the lid is sealed to the jar. I simply put the band on, and now it's ready to store on the shelf. Now, you can go even easier with an electric or a battery-powered pump like this one. But like I said before, it's best to be prepared to not have to rely on electricity or batteries when SHTF happens. And that is it. You can store these jars on your shelf. You can dehydrate, you can freeze dry, or you can store dry goods whenever you need. Have you tried one of these methods? Which method is your preferred method? Let me know in the comments below. SHTF, Survival Homestead Teaching Farm, thanks you for watching this video. Please continue to help us help you by liking, sharing, and subscribing.